museums and archives. Two crowning capitals of culture and knowledge throughout the world. Many people have heard of these institutions, however the understanding of their core purposes are unclear to most. Let's begin with the more familiar. The museum. Oxford defines it simply as a building in which objects of historical, scientific, artistic, or cultural interest are stored and exhibited. The word museum comes via Latin from the Greek word mouseion, meaning seat of the muses. There are many types of museums, and most can be broken down into two orientations. First is the concept or audience orientation, such as a science or children's museum. Second is the collection or object focus, such as an art, history, or natural history museum. Museums collect objects, artifacts, art, and other items through acquisition or donations. They must have an established scope of goals for the collection. Space and storage is a limited resource. Every institution should have a clear collections management policy which follows the institution's mission and establishes the collecting scope and process. Museums can grow through donations, purchases, expeditions, transfers, and loans. Museums are permanent, enduring institutions which are open to the public. A defining feature of a museum is the display of materials through exhibitions. An exhibit is a real-life experience where information is carefully embedded. Every aspect and facet is meticulously designed to contain meaning. This leads to the primary feature of museums: education. These collections represent the world's natural and cultural commonwealth. Museums must be a good steward of this wealth and work to advance an understanding of the human experience. They help us appreciate the vast and diverse world we live in. Museums teach us by imparting prior knowledge and then expanding knowledge through continued research. They are places of lifelong learning, providing inspiration and aesthetic enrichment for all people, young and old. You may be asking, what is the difference between museums and archives, or even archives and libraries? The distinction itself can be quite blurry. Many museums could be considered archives, but an archive is not necessarily a museum. Additionally, we tend to associate archives with libraries. Some archives are even situated within library institutions. What sets an archive apart is it houses materials and paper documents which are very rare or specialized, including records and personal papers. In a library, items will eventually wear out due to circulation but can be replaced. Whereas, the items in archives are often unique and irreplaceable. Due to this fact, the stewards of archives, known as archivists, work to preserve, organize, and maintain these rare items. They make these materials available for today's researchers and that of future generations. Sometimes this involves using conservation techniques, also used in museums. Items are altered to either restore them or prevent any further damage or decay. Archives are carefully maintained and monitored. They do not circulate and must be viewed on site. There are established rules and regulations for those who want to research these collections. This is primarily to protect the materials from accidental damage or even theft, and to ensure they will last for the future. Most archives require that you make an appointment in advance, and that you have an established scope of what you are researching. You cannot browse archives as you would a library shelf or museum gallery. Quite often, you will use a finding aid, created by the archivist, to request specific boxes or sets of documents to view in the archive's dedicated reading room. What makes archives special is that you can conduct research using primary sources, such as letters, reports, notes, photographs, and audio and video recordings. Primary sources provide original, first-hand documentation about your topic of interest. This could have happened at the time of the event, or recorded afterwards, as found in memoirs and autobiographies. What is the value in archives? Well, see for yourself. Archives are historical, evidential, informational, and enduring, among many things. Now, it's time for you to take full advantage of the resources which museums and archives have to offer. An exemplary institution, the Cleveland Museum of Art, has been open and free to the public since its establishment in 1913. For the benefit of all the people, forever. Go! Learn and be inspired.